gentlemen, welcome to Trends KE, yet another episode. This is the 6th episode, and you've been with us all through. Thank you very much for your continued support. Tonight, we want to take this opportunity as the Alternative Voice family, together with all our management, to wish our Muslim brothers and sisters Eid Mubarak. It's really a huge team here at the Alternative Voice, and I hope one day we're going to get to meet all of them. And so much has been happening this entire week. Just right now, the person who has been talked about the most the entire day today here in Kenya, someone by the name Larry Madowo, big man from BBC. Larry Madowo has been appointed. Let me read for you that he's leaving BBC to join the CNN as the Nairobi-based correspondent. Very incredibly talented person. That's a message there from CNN. So Larry Madowo is officially coming back home, and he will be working for CNN. People are saying that they need to start praying hard to this God of Larry Madowo, because it was just the other day that he had moved to BBC as Africa's correspondent, and then he moved to BBC working from Washington, D.C. And now he's back home now working for CNN as the Nairobi-based correspondent of CNN. Congratulations to you, Larry Madowo. So much has been happening this week here in Kenya. And as we were doing our last episode, remember there was a vote going on in the Senate, in the National Assembly, last Thursday. And sema watu kuruka maneno yao. I think you must have heard about this guy, someone by the name Kimani Ngunjiri. The guy jumped his own words by more than 6 feet. If my producer has that clip ready, let's listen into that.
Naitwa Kimani Ngunjiri. I have only two duties: kuongea ukweli na kujipanga kwenda biguni. Me, I'm not for BBI. I'm not for BBI. Mimi siko hapo.
Hiyo ni ndoto ya mchana nani. And I want to announce today,
I, Onesmus Kimani Ngunjiri, MP Bahati, I vote yes.
Allah.
Yes.
It's not about me.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Naitwa Kimani.
Is what it is, man. The guy Jamali ruka maneno yake karibu futi sita. Yani politicians. That's so typical of Kenyan politicians. When you are expecting them to be making laws in parliament, they are out here doing what they do best, lying themselves, lying each other, lying to you as their electorate, and they don't care. They can even swear on their own families. They just don't care. Let me take you back a little bit and listen to these words that His Excellency said some time back.
Mimi nawaambia kitu kimoja peke yake, ya kwamba wagojee miaka 10 Uhuru amalize kazi yake, alafu wagojee miaka ingine 10 Ruto amalize kazi yake. Watakuja sasa waunde yao, ambaye watakuja kusema ni nani atakuwa ndani, nani atakuwa nje. Hiyo ni yao.
Kila mtu anamaliza yake 10, ingine tunaongeza 10. That's your typical Kenyan politician. They will tell you this today, and tomorrow it will be a totally different thing. Because last time I remember kulikuwa kuna sema hii vitu ya prime minister nyinyi mlisikia wapi? That was the president saying that. And into other matters to do with the police, and the police officers come out since the CS for internal security Fred Matiang'i the last time aliongea alisema there will be no intermarriage between police officers. Police sasa ikuwe ni mali ya umma. And there is one police officer who has come out anasema yeye anataka kuresign na anajaribu, haiwezekani, ameshindwa kabisa. Let's listen in to what she had to say.
Mimi naomba tu afadhali nipewe tu nafasi niende nitoke, ni resign peaceful. Hata wamekataa kuni resign. Nimeandika several resignation letters attached to hospital letter. Hasifiki letters hasifiki kwa Inspector General. Sasa si hatuwezi kuwa tunateseka. Wengine wanaenda kabla waue ama they commit suicide. Mimi siasani kuwa mtu na siwezi commit suicide. Nitaenda nje na nitafanya kazi vizuri sana kama raia wengine. Kazi ya polisi haina boundaries. Kazi ya chama mbaya haina usaidizi. Na ile ofisi ya internal sijui kwa nini big office it internal affairs. Internal affairs inafanya kazi gani sasa? I would like even to address my excellency Uhuru Kenyatta. Aondoe tu kabisa hiyo ofisi ya internal affairs. Hakuna ofisi hapo. Hakuna my excellency. Hakuna ofisi hapo. Tunateseka. Hiyo ofisi iko hapo but full of corruption. Corruption ndio iko nyingi na wanalipwa. Kwa nini wanalipwa? Unalipwa kazi na bado unafanya huwezi deal. Kwa nini wanalipwa mshahara na hawezi deal cases? Internal affairs. What is internal affairs? It's internal affairs unit. Kudanganya polisi. That's why we kill. Tunaua watu. Polisi wanauana tu kwa sababu ya hii shida. Afadhali mimi siwezi kuua mtu. Mimi natoka nje na kuwa hata nimeanza naenda nje lakini nataka tu mnisaidie. Sasa Inspector General nisaidie tu nitoke kwa kazi ya polisi kwa sababu nimechoka na nikienda nje nitaperform vizuri sana, nitafanya kitu yangu.
Yeah, this lady is saying that she can do her work well outside the police. It's like you can read a lot of frustration in her tone. Na anasema kuliko polisi wauane kule ndani ni heri they get to air their views na wale wanataka kuresign wapewe opportunity ya kuresign. And I think there is a lot of sense in what she's saying, although there was information from the police, the Inspector General. They are saying they will handle that matter at a personal level because that's so sensitive coming from a police officer. That's stressed, yeah, it's very bad. Before I take you to the next story that has been trending this week, let me give you some information here. Let me read some responses from our guests. Alex Onsase, he is always tuned from Nairobi County. Hii Kenya yetu tu usihami. Usihami hii Kenya, visanga ni nyingi hapa bado hujaziona. Daniel Ojaka is tuned in from his coach in India, all the way from India. That's my producer Don Jaka, who is on holiday today. Caroline Omolo, thank you very much, Nicole, for tuning in. Who else is tuned in? As always, Elizabeth Chege, thank you very much, Lizien. And let me take you to this next story. Talking of the police, you know this, call the police. That's Akode. He's saying you have to call the police now because she's officially the richest musician in Kenya right now. That's courtesy of Forbes. Forbes has announced Akode as the 15th richest musician, if I'm not wrong, in Africa. She's the 15th richest musician in Africa right now. And that's exactly what she posted. She always runs. Anasema the richest artist in Africa. Hawajasema female, wamesema richest artist. Umesikia hiyo? And she's saying that Kenyans will not agree. They will say even Bill Gates is rich na asemi. Wewe ulijuaje? Ati watasema amelipa Forbes. She is actually the richest in Kenya right now, and on that list mpaka kufika hapo number 15 mahali yeye yuko, Diamond hayuko. Watu wa Wasafi msinirushe mawe. Kofi Olomide is not there. I don't think I've seen anyone from TZ. Sijaona mtu wa Tanzania. So respect Madam Boss before she comes for you. And she's actually leading so many people on that list as the richest female in Africa. But then kuna jamaa mwingine alitokezea anaitwa Ringtone Apoko. Ringtone alikataa, yeye hata kubali, amekataa. He came with his own list. He came and produced a list where he was the leading richest musician in Africa. and on that list he is the top. Hao wengine wanafuata, amewasaini nyumba moja moja, wengine mbili mbili. Yeah, and that's the official list that was released, and you can see the name of Akode, worth $10 million at number 15. And you can see there kuna Akon, kuna Black Coffee, kuna Wizkid, kuna Davido, and the list goes on. And the first person from around here is Akode with $10 million net worth. That's quite a lot of money. Speaking of $10 million net worth, that is how rich Akode is. Let me then take you to another story. Bill Gates has decided, after the divorce was announced, that he will be giving his children $10 million only. Underline the word only after the divorce. That's hiyo ni mali ya Akode yote. Kila mtoto anapewa yake yake akienda nayo. After the divorce, kila mtoto anaenda na 10. Yani you are $10 million rich just by the fact that you were born. Unazaliwa kama uko na $10 million yako hapo tayari. And something else that has been happening this week, June Ruto, the daughter to His Excellency the Deputy President, kulikuwa na koito. Kwa Kikale nadhani wanaita koito. I don't know if I'm wrong. She was she intends to marry a Nigerian professor, and that ceremony, I don't know if we have a few clips from there. I don't know if my producer has some. You can play and see. And those are actually, hao ndio wale wamebaki. Wale mnataka kucheza kama nyinyi, they are still more remaining. That's their mother, and there is June Ruto, and there are two more. So unaweza cheza kama wewe. There is a clip. Yeah, that's how things went down there. And before I remind you of something else about Ruto, I don't know why Kenyans went so much on this June Ruto story, because she was trending all through, and the person who was actually trending in her state was the deputy president. And I don't know why she had to receive so much. There was so much negativity from Kenyans, and she's just the daughter of the deputy president, and she's not the deputy president. She's not a politician, but Kenyans will always be Kenyans. And there is a job actually she's doing. I don't know if it's a government job. People are saying that she has got to resign because right now she has interest in Nigeria, so she has to resign to her job and give it to someone else. Talking of deputy president, let me remind you of this friend of the deputy president from some time back. My producer, kama uko na hiyo clip, there is this guy, you must be remembering this guy who is a friend of the deputy president. He got confused sometime. Yeah, let's play that clip.
Tumeona daktari mbele yetu na yeye ni mtu wetu, kabila la Kenya, mtu wa Kenya. Daktari wetu, tibu watu wako kwa kipole, kwa kipole. Weka sandani, weka dawa, kuna dawa, na weke pole pole. Mawe ya King Suleiman alikuwa mawe mmoja, na aligonga Goliath mara moja taro. Goliath onina ataro kuri ngado mangute mu.
Fanya mambo yako kiupole. That guy was so funny, and he got confused, lakini najua Kenya venye usahau tu alishamsahau hivyo hivyo. And taking off kiupole, kuna mtu anatengeneza pesa yake mahali kwa upole. Somewhere in the United Kingdom, if I'm not wrong, someone is selling people Muratina at some nice cash. And this is Muratina being sold somewhere in the UK, and someone has given it another different name as Muratila. I think a name of that sort, and it's going for several thousands. Unacheki hiyo mzinga imejaa Muratina. I think I have my friends Kiana, if you are listening, you can start your business right now, straight away. Someone is selling Muratina in the UK at close to 3,000. I think I saw the pricing somewhere about 3,500. Mzinga moja inaenda na 3,500. Yeah? People of the house, watu wa nyumba watakuwa tu watu wa nyumba na kutafuta pesa. Also, something else that has been happening this week. You remember that story from Jemutai? Jemutai has officially released the results. Right now, they have actually involved Kenyans, and they have to involve us all through. And the results are saying that the children are 99%, Professor Hamo, 99%. And later on, we have that conversation that we shall be having with our guest, who is also a blogger. We shall be having a discussion. So just tune in. You don't want to go away. We will be discussing about these trends and so much more about blogging. Atuambie what he knows about things that have been trending and involving even the alleged firing of Hamo from Hot 96. Thank you very much for those who are continuing to tune in. I have my friend here all the way from Tanzania, Kagigo Mwalida. Is always tuned in. Anasema Akodhe ni hustler. That's why ameonekana kwa list. Nilidhani jamaa wangu wa TZ atalalamika juu Mondi hajaonekana hapo. Simba. JL Empire is always tuned in. Is it true that it's really Muratina? Yeah, it's actually Muratina that's being sold. I don't know if what goes on in the production, but the key thing is that Muratina is involved. That's what you have to know. And Lesia is following all the way from I don't know. Yes, she has not said so. Any other? We shall be reading our comments, and we shall be going on to the discussion. And I don't know if we have any other comments that we shall be reading. Kagigo and Lukelesia, thank you very much for tuning in. Our discussion that we shall be okay, following from the great city of maize. That's supposed to be Kitale, I guess. Sally Karib, thank you very much, Sally Safe. And JL Empire, waambie niko na stock naweza supply. That guy wants some business. You want some business? I think it shall, we shall communicate with them. And Valerie Tambasi, thank you very much for tuning in to the show. Something else that has been trending this week, which we will talk about, we have talked about that story of Bill Gates giving each of his children $10. That's hiyo ni mali yako yote combined. And our discussion, just before we go to our guest, we shall be having our discussion tonight concerning blogging and online content production. Blogging and online content production, and then we shall also be revisiting some of the week's trending topics which we have covered today and some which we have not covered. And our guest tonight shall be one blogger. He is an award-winning blogger whom we shall be getting to in a short while. There are a few stories which I have just gotten right now that we have not handled, and I don't know why I was running away from that story. Hadi kuna mtu amenitext hapa, I have to. Okay, Man City has officially taken the league. Yes, now you're happy. I think you're happy now because you've mentioned that. Man City, so we went to the field, we played, but then Man City got rewarded on the day that we lost, and we were not playing Man City. That's quite unfair. But I'm talking about Manchester United, who lost their game yesterday, and that gave Man City a clear lead of winning the title. Congratulations to Man City. Mi sina ubaya hata na nyinyi. Of course there are very few. Ndio maana hukusikia kelele. If it was Manchester United that had won, you will see what could have happened on these streets. But because it's Man City, I think they only have about 15 followers around. Ndio maana hawana kelele nyingi sana. Then hakuna venye watatuambia nilizi. Hakuna venye watatuambia kitu sisi kama Manchester United. And someone got sworn in, and yesterday, that is M7. Museveni was sworn in yesterday as the 6th, I think 6th, that's the 6th, even we lost count, president of Uganda. This is one person whom the person who was running last time, Bobby Wine, has seen as his president for his entire life. Hajawahi jua president mwingine, President Museveni. And he came out to warn people. Alisema ujinga ya watu kutoka nje, they don't want. People from the West should deal with their own problems, and he's there to do what he thinks is good for Ugandans. And Joseph Kagunda, I can see you are tuned in. Thank you very much. Something else, Trio Mio, your boy, Trio Mio has been carrying the Kenyan industry, music industry on his back, literally. Jamaa amefanya collab ka zote. This kid, and he's now gone back to school. Sijui how musicians watatafuta collab wapi. They have been dropped down. But and he's apendi ujinga pia. Kuna mtu alimwambia ujinga pale Twitter akamjibu na ubaya tena sana. Ati ujinga ni wewe na watu wa kwenu. Guy. That kid, but he's doing some nice music for those who love his style of music. He's doing some nice music there. Someone was comparing him to Issa, but someone else said comparing Trio to Issa is a lie. I don't think you got that. I don't think you got that. It's a lie comparing Trio because he's still in school. Ngoja kwanza aende asome amalize. Sally Karisif is saying, wow, kama Chelsea. Tulipave way for the Gunners. Hakuna mambo na kupave way. Ukipigwa umepigwa. Jason Mabandlas is tuned in. Thank you very much, Jason, for tuning in. And I think we shall be getting into that discussion. We are being joined tonight with an award-winning blogger. We're talking about Brian Sikulu. Bro, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate to be here. I'm humbled.
Yeah, I have heard on these streets that they are calling you Mr. T-Bag. Can you tell us where you got this name, Mr. T-Bag? Ni chai unagawa ama?
Well, it's the name that I picked up along the way. I don't know how it came to be, but I was baptized and I accept the title.
Yeah, watu wanapewa chai kwa wingi. Speaking of chai, nyinyi kama bloggers.
Yeah.
Mnakuanga na shida gani na life ya watu? Mbona tu msiachane na watu wakae na life yao?
So, iko hivi, you see, for us bloggers, mainly our business revolves around the lives of celebrities. Na kitu moja watu wengi understanding, there is a price of being a public figure. You get?
Yeah.
When you be
Yeah.
a public figure, the price that you have to pay is that your life will become a public subject. You get, it will become, it will be subjected to public criticism. So that is the price that most public figures have to pay, and it is dependent. Our industries are dependent because without us bloggers, trust you me, we won't have some of the celebrities that we have today. So with us bloggers, I would really have to take credit for this, but we make some of these celebrities and we can also break them.
So you are saying that with that controversy ya kuingilia maisha ya watu ndio kuwasaidia, mnawasaidia?
Yes, we do help them a lot because with a celebrity is rated according to his influence on the internet. I mean, we are living in a digital world, and bloggers and digital content creators have a lot to play in that. Let's talk, for instance, right now, Professor Hamo is trending. You get, so
Yeah.
it is us bloggers who are making that happen. So if bloggers decide that we are not going to write anything about Professor Hamo, we are not going to talk about him, we're going to give him a blackout, then not so much will be said about him.
But speaking on this case of Professor Hamo, don't you think it's
Yes.
too much? Hata kama ni content mlipewa na familia, by familia I mean the mother of the kids. Auoni iko too much to involve familia za watu like kids, because in most instances kids have gotten in the way of some things that are trending. Do you think it's just too much bloggers to involve watoto kwa hizo story?
Yes, and yeah, I do agree with you. And as Churchill came out to say that he intervened in the matter to try and prioritize the safety of the children. But again, you have to acknowledge the situation that Jemtai found herself in. You don't know how squeezed she was. Probably that was her only way out, to run to the public. And in so many occasions, Kenyans have come to the rescue of, a lot of mothers who have been neglected, a lot of celebrities who are dealing with scandals. So sometimes probably that is the last card that Jemutai had in her pocket to play. So you wouldn't really blame her, but the person that you might actually blame in this case is Professor Hamo himself. He had the chance to protect the kids. But what did he do instead? He caused even more harm by calling out for a DNA. That was he was subjecting his children to mental trauma and all that. So I think the person that should be blamed in all this, and the person that should have been responsible, was Professor Hamo, because he had the chance to settle the issue privately, but instead he did not do that, and he just let the whole scandal spiral out of control on the internet.
Yeah, and we were talking earlier, and you told me that this is a whole business. Before we get to that, kuna our celebrities who come out with the intention of getting handouts from Kenyans. Like you had told me earlier that hizo trends by the way zina create pesa. But in that kuna mtu mwenye huwa anataka like anatoa namba ya M-Pesa, anasema mimi nilisota, nataka wa Kenya mnisaidie. Is that taking advantage of people?
Now, you see, we as Kenyans, we are now caught in a little bit of a situation here, because in the previous, recently we've had a number of celebrities who came out, and their situations were so genuine. I mean, talk of Omosh, his situation was so genuine. Kenyans came out to his rescue. There were other celebrities whose situations were genuine. But now we have these other pesticides opportunities. So they've seen an opportunity in it. And they're out and they're trying to milk money from Kenyans. And I'll give you an example of this lady who sang 2020. She was viral on the internet. And a few weeks ago, she did an interview in which she confessed that she has a lot of investments in Nairobi. She has a lot of apartments. She has a lot of cars. She has bodyguards. And then a few weeks later, she's crying to Kenyans, saying that she does not even have 1 shilling. She needs support from people. She needs help. So you see, Kenyans are torn in between identifying who are the genuine ones and who are the fake ones, who are after money, who are after popularity, and who are the genuine ones that are really in need of help.
Yeah, and we were just talking, and you told me that it's a whole industry, and Tanzania is better off at handling scandals for the sake of making cash out of it than Kenyans. And
Yes.
you are referring to the story ya kina Harmonize na Rayvanny. Yeah,
Yes.
tell us more about that.
Now, you see, in the entertainment industry, this is a culture that I would say pretty much began in the West. I mean, back in the days when we had the Kina 50 Cents and Kanye West and all those American rappers beefing against each other, the beefs usually were monetized, and the musicians made a whole lot of money out of it. And this is a concept that is now coming into Africa. And I think Tanzanians have done a good job of monetizing scandals and controversies and using them to their advantages. I mean, you would talk about the controversy that was there between Harmonize and Rayvanny, where there were counter accusations, and you would realize that during that time that Rayvanny was accusing Harmonize about all those things that we know about, and Harmonize was counter accusing. The two artists released a lot of songs during those periods, and the songs performed pretty well. So they actually monetized that scandal. But now the problem with us Kenyans is that tuko na feelings mingi sana. Tuko na feelings mingi sana. I mean, there is a whole opportunity here in Kenya where artists can monetize their beefs, but instead wameamua kuingiza feelings. And I'll give you a good example. Let's talk about the beef between OCTOPIZZO and Calligraph.
Calligraph, yeah.
Now, this is...
We lost you there for a bit. And before we go on with our guest, we have just lost him for a bit. There's breaking news coming in just right now. I think you remember what happened the other time when Manchester United wanted to play on with the PSG, and there were riots. Today, breaking news just coming in. Cars have blocked Liverpool's team bus from arriving at Old Trafford, and the tires have been punctured. So that's the news just getting to us right now. Gari ya Liverpool punctured. Hawawezi ingia stadium. Sasa we don't know what shall be going on. Watu wa Manchester United, we as Manchester United, I don't know what's happening with this Liverpool team. Yeah, we lost you a bit there, Sikulu, as you are talking.
Yes, apologies for that. I noticed there's a little bit of a glitch there.
Okay, you can just pick up from where you had left. You were talking about Harmonize and the trends. Yeah, you can pick up from there.
So as I was explaining, back here in Kenya, we have this beef between OCTOPIZZO and Calligraph and Nyashinski. Now, let's take, for instance, if Calligraph releases a beef track directly against OCTOPIZZO without, hiding any words, that song will perform very well. The same applies to OCTOPIZZO. If OCTOPIZZO releases a track against Calligraph, na mtaje by jina, Oji, wewe ni hivi na hivi na hivi, that track will perform very well. But instead of doing that, they are playing hide and seek game. I mean, the other day we had OCTOPIZZO. He was being interviewed. I think it was on Milele FM, if I'm not wrong. And he was asked a question directly. The presenter asked OCTOPIZZO a question directly about Calligraph. And instead of OCTOPIZZO seizing the moment and replying and even, claiming his stand in the hip hop industry, he went ahead to end the call live. The call was live on air. He ended the call live on air. And then there was this other social media user who also confronted OCTOPIZZO on, I think it was on Twitter, and asked him about the beef between him and another rapper. And instead of OCTOPIZZO also being positive about it, he went ahead, in my opinion, he was being a little bit too petty. Because if for instance, we are talking about monetization of controversy and scandals. For instance, let's say there is a show where it is a rap battle between OCTOPIZZO and Calligraph. Let's say there's a venue, there's a location for that, and there is a show. I mean, a lot of Kenyans will pay a lot of money to go and watch that show, and in turn, both artists will monetize and they'll get something out of the beef instead of being petty.
I now get you. They are not making money out of it. That's something that they are supposed to be doing. For instance, that will also, you will refer to ile beef ya Harmonize na Rayvanny, and this young kid alidandia haraka sana, Ibra from Konde Music. He did a nice one.
Exactly.
Yeah. He did a nice
exactly.
one.
And that is what I mean by monetization of controversy. You see the way Ibra sang that song, he did not mince his words. He named the artist, alitaja Rayvanny, alitaja Harmonize, alitaja WCB, and alitaja hadi Konde Gang. No hiding, directly throwing the punch. And Ibra ali earned a lot of popularity from the song, ali make headlines from the song, and he also, more importantly, made money from the song. So that's what we're talking about when we say that Tanzania is more developed in terms of monetizing controversies and scandals in the entertainment industry more than Kenyans. And exactly that, if I'll take it a bit too far, that also explains the reason why Tanzania is the leading, I think the leading country in the entertainment industry in the entire Africa. Because we have Diamond right there leading in terms of subscriber count on YouTube with, I think it is 5 million subscribers. He's the most subscribed to artist in the entire Africa, followed by Harmonize, followed by Rayvanny. The three of them coming from the same country. It's not a coincidence.
Yes, and Akode will, if Akode was live here, angekwambia yeye ndio akona pesa yao yote. And someone is asking here, do you bloggers sometimes get bribed kutengeneza scandals for the sake of trends? Like, I don't know if I get it from the way he's saying, because in some instances, actually, I know of people wenye ni wao wanaweza kukupatia pesa ndio wa trend on things they have not even done. But in this case, anauliza unaweza kuwa bribe na mtu fulani ndio you make someone trend. If I'm not getting that wrong.
Yes, I get the question. And to be honest and to be realistic, this is something that happens a lot in our industry. We have what we call cooked scandals. Now, with cooked scandals, this is where a celebrity comes in and approaches a blogger or a number of bloggers and tells them, blog about these. You get? And then when the bloggers are the whole role of the bloggers is to initiate a conversation. You get? And then after the bloggers have initiated the conversation, and then that is how it now probably turns into a scandal. So probably, let's say something about OCTOPIZZO and Calligraph. So let's say, for instance, somebody approaches bloggers or probably a number of bloggers and tells them to blog to compare the two artists. So let's say in a span of a week, all bloggers are writing about Calligraph versus OCTOPIZZO. Calligraph, every news site you go, every blog you visit, you go to Gafla, there is a Calligraph versus OCTOPIZZO. You go to Mpasho, there is Calligraph versus OCTOPIZZO. You go to Nairobi Gossip Club, there is Calligraph versus OCTOPIZZO. That is enough to initiate a conversation which will create a relevancy for these two artists. So it is true that we have bloggers not necessarily bribed, but approached to create a conversation. And I'll take you back to Tanzania. Let me just a few minutes. I'll take you back to Tanzania when Harmonize was leaving WCB. There were a lot of questions of why he left and what the beef between Harmonize and Diamond was all about. And in one of the interviews that Rayvanny was speaking, he revealed that one of the reason why Harmonize was not in good terms with Diamond was because Harmonize was paying Tanzanian bloggers to compare him with Diamond. Do you follow? So Harmonize was going behind the scenes, paying bloggers to compare him with Diamond. And by so doing that, he was increasing his rate and popularity as a musician.
Yeah.
And up to date, the conversation that was initiated at that time still remains relevant up to date. I mean, almost everyone is now comparing Harmonize and Diamond. And by so doing that, Harmonize become one of the biggest artists in Tanzania and the entire East Africa.
Yeah, and it has also helped him to grow his music production. And also, speaking of that, now let's speak from the aspect of you creating controversies, which you have not been approached. Has that ever landed you in trouble with a celebrity?
Yes, a number of times, but what I thank God is that none of my cases has ever gotten out of control. I always contain them. And it is a situation where, you know, sometimes you don't do it intentionally, sometimes it's accidentally, sometimes it's just a misinformation, a slight misinformation that creates a whole controversy or a whole discussion. So in most of the cases, these celebrities approach you privately, probably through Instagram, and they tell you, I've seen you blog about this and this. Would you pull it down? So in my experience as a blogger, and if any other upcoming blogger is watching this, the most intelligent or the most prudent thing to do when approached by a public figure about a story that you've written is to pull the story down.
Yeah,
because you don't want to go against some of these celebrities, especially if you're an upcoming blogger. By
approach, you mean M-Pesa? Ding ding.
Not really M-Pesa. Personally, I've not been paid about to write about anything, but I've just been approached about a story. Let's say a story is, maybe I've written a very factual story, but the story paints a certain public figure the wrong way. So in some cases that I've seen is a public figure approaching me and telling me, Brian, you've written this story, yes, it's true, and this, but would you mind just delaying the story? You know, there's delaying the story. So that happens all the time.
Okay, so nyinyi bloggers interest zenu ni celebrities. Ukipatana na vitu za mtu kama mimi, you have no interest with me at all. You give it a pass.
Not really. It is, you know, with the experience in this industry, you know something that is newsworthy. There is a story that you might come across that might probably be of a nobody, not a public figure. And it might actually, if you do the story and it turns out successful, it might actually earn you a lot of views. So I'll give you a very good example. A few weeks ago, there was this lady, I think she's from JKUAT University. She approached me and she told me that there was a story, there was a meme doing around on social media that bared her image, that had her image, and the story was that she is infecting men with HIV.
What?
So apparently it was a prank that had gone wrong. But you see, in this case, this lady is just a first-year student. She is not a public figure. But I decided to do the story, and within 24 hours of doing the story was on Edgar Obare, the story was almost everywhere.
Yeah.
So you see, if I had given a pass to that story, nobody would have never known about it. It would never have reached bigger platforms like those ones of Edgar Obare. So as a blogger, you also have to study the story. Does this story have potential? Or is it just a waste of time, especially when it involves people who are not public figures. Is this story worth hearing? We also have stories of goodwill where somebody approaches you, the person probably has a problem, and you are in a position to help whoever it is. We have medical appeals and all that. So you also have to study the story, and the most important thing is to have objective of doing a story. Why exactly are you doing this story? Does it have a lot of probably negativity behind it when it does not involve public figures, or does it have positivity? Does it stand to do you stand to gain in the course of doing the story? So you have to study the story and see its potential.
And yeah, I'm coming back to you with another question. We talk about someone whom Twitter has branded as Deputy Jesus. We shall be coming to that later. First, let me read the comments that are coming in. How to live with AIDS. That's a story here. You all that's actually the story you've been referring to, and it has been trending.
Yes, that is the story that I was referring to.
Yeah, exactly. As our viewers read that, let me read you some comments. Someone, Kevin Falt, Kevonegaga, is tuned in. Gishimunjeri, thank you very much for tuning in to the show. Tuned from Moi University main campus, that's Kevin Negaga. Thank you very much. I want to be like Sikulu. Sikulu, there's someone here
I'm
wants
humble,
to be
I appreciate.
when they grow up. Gishimunjeri tuned in. Some more comments. Lively show. PG is back. Tuned in. I wonder why he hasn't talked about football. Nani ball. I saw it coming. But Arsenal deserves some happiness. Okay, we can see London Brothers that happiness. Thank you very much, Peter George. Mimi Breeze tuned in. Who else? Augustine Londanga, ndugu tuko ndani kutoka nyumbani. Thank you very much, Augustine Londanga from Kakamega all the way. Karaja is tuned in akiwa Eldred. Thank you very much, Stephen Karanja. Elizabeth Josephine, Kiburi FC, tuko wengi, watu wa Maniu huku Uingereza. They can finish you. Yeah, those are the comments, and I wanted to bring you to someone whom Twitter has branded as Deputy Jesus. You're talking about the moral cop himself. How is you taking you kwa hii industry ya blogging? Anawapeleka aje Mr. Mutua, daktari?
Yes, probably I would refer to the whole entertainment industry and not just limit it to blogging. So first of all, the position that Dr. Ezekiel Mutua occupies as the director of Kenya Films and Classifications Board is a very influential one and instrumental in terms of the growth of the whole entertainment industry of the country. But in my own personal opinion as a blogger, I don't think he's doing enough to grow the industry. Instead, I think he is kind of limiting the growth of the entertainment industry. And I'll give you a few examples. He is, I think he has personalized that post. And he's running it according to what he believes is right, but not what is right for the entertainment industry. I'll give you a very good example. In Kenya, previously, we had a music genre. Every country has its identity, music identity. In Nigerians, when a Nigerian song comes on, you can tell it's from Nigeria. Yeah. In Tanzania, we have bongo. In South Africa, we have amapiano. You get? So for us Kenyans, a while back we had genge, and that I'm talking about the time where we had the likes of Juakali, Nonini, and all that. But for a while we lost our identity. In between Juakali disappearing from the entertainment industry and Nonini also disappearing from the entertainment industry, we lost our music identity as a country. And lucky enough, we had these youngsters, the likes of the Ethic Sailors. They revived it and gave us a new music identity in the name of Gengeton. Now, at least Kenya could be identified in terms of music. You know, like when you talk about Kenyans, at least you could say we know them for gengeton, the same way we know Tanzanians for bongo. But now, instead of Dr. Ezekiel Mutua using his position to champion for the growth of these, I would say, golden child in the name of gengeton, he is actually criticizing the genre. He is criticizing the genre and he is against gengeton. Yes, we agree, probably we need to do a little bit better in terms of content creation in gengeton. Yes, there is a room for growth, but the least he could have done probably is to have positive criticism instead of going outright and negatively criticizing the whole genre and criticizing the likes of Kina Ethic and the likes of the Kina Sailors. I mean, but he would have called them.
Yeah, but he's saying they are doing dirty content. That's before he changed. That's Omondi included before he changed Eric Omondi. Anasema content yao ni chafu.
Yes, that is why I said that we have room for growth, and what he would have had is positive criticism. He could have told them that yes, you're doing this music in this kind of manner, but how about we still do the same genre, probably a little bit different. Now that is allowed, but to come and try to kill the whole industry, because ask yourself, so if we do not have gengeton today, what will we identify Kenya with in terms of music?
And
what will Tanzanians talk about when they are speaking reference to Kenya? What will other countries refer to us about if we lose gengeton?
Yes, watu wa Twitter tutajitetea na nini?
Exactly. So that is why I'm saying I think what he should be focused more, he should be a little bit more positive. I mean, another very, very conspicuous case here is that of Eric Omondi. Yes, he came out with the controversial wife material show. It was controversial and people loved it for its controversy. That is why people loved it, and that is why everybody was talking about it. And for him to come out and try to frustrate Eric Omondi, it was not appropriate. What he would have done, at least, like I said before, was a positive criticism or create limitations or guidelines of how to go about it instead of frustrating. I mean, Eric Omondi was arrested like a crook, like a terrorist. The way DCI came for him at his home, the way he was held up, the way his phones were, you know, taken and everything, you would really wonder if Eric Omondi was an artist. And I'm telling you, we're talking about Eric Omondi currently is the most followed Kenyan celebrity on Instagram with approximately 3 million followers. I mean, we are not just talking about any upcoming artist. We're talking about a big wig in this industry. Eric Omondi has been able to perform and represent Kenya in America.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. We need to treat some people with at least some decorum in that aspect. And because time is really not on our side.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've seen you're doing some work on your WhatsApp status. It's a whole other industry there. And let me just ask, what's happening in our campuses?
Yes, I know that is quite a controversial topic to address, and personally, what I would say is that when you're trying to create a niche for yourself, look at what's missing and look at what not most people are ready to venture in. And that is what informed my decision to settle for the kind of extremely controversial content that I usually post on my status. And yes, it involves a little bit of exposing the rot that is in our society.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Justo Bram is tuned in. Thank you very much, Justo Bram, for tuning in. I think we have just so much to talk about, and time is not actually allowing us. And just to wind up, kindly, your finishing remarks, and also to tell people how they can find you.
Well, on YouTube, you can just search for BST Show. You'll find all my content there, and of course, you can also follow me on Opera News, where I blog. Brian Sikulu. I also blog for a company called Scooper. It's with Phoenix, so you can also find my content there, Brian Sikulu. And just to sum up, what I'd like to say is, to all the upcoming bloggers, anyone who wants to be in this industry, and to all media enthusiasts, journalists and everyone, whatever you can do at the stage that you are in, just do it with all you got, with all the passion you have. You want to be a journalist, don't wait until Citizen TV comes for you. Don't wait until KTN comes for you. Create a platform for your own self, and then grow it, and then be identified by the platform that you've grown. If it's a YouTube channel, start it right now, today, however you start it, and make sure you're consistent. And I promise you that very soon you will be identified for it, and you'll be respected for it.
Yeah, that's a very good place to finish. Someone should get doing something and not just sit down and wait for Royal Media to look for them. Thank you very much, Brian Sikulu, Mr. T-Bag himself, for coming to the show. We hope we shall find
I'm humble. It's my pleasure.
We hope we shall find some other time in future to have another conversation. Yeah, thank you very much. And thanks very much, all of you, for having tuned in to the show, those who have contacted me and those who have sent your comments. Sony, she's saying that she was enjoying the gossip. Thank you very much, Sony. Today, my producer has also doubled as my director. That's Cleophas Ulochutieno. My producer from India, Don Jaka, today is on a break. Thank you very much, Don, and we hope you are still keeping safe where you are in India. And to our audience, see you next time, Thursday, same time, same place. The Alternative Voice is where you can always find us on Twitter, on Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube. Please follow and like our pages. Until next time, thank you for tuning in.
Mtaani Quick Auto Spa. We welcome you to Mtaani Quick Auto Spa. Our services include pressure wash, steam wash, snow foam and gentle hand wash, wheel and rim cleaning, tire shine, engine and body wash, vacuum, carpet cleaning, and much more. We apply encapsulation cleaning method to attack all forms of dirt and debris, which guarantee you the best results. We are consistent on quality services at affordable prices. Book an appointment now. You can call, text, DM, or WhatsApp 0710-587-285, and we will come to you. All payments will be via M-Pesa Paybill 731-1341. Follow us on our social media platforms at Mtaani Quick Auto Spa. Welcome to Ahava Medical Center. We are located at Konamaji, Manyata, opposite Kisumu Elite Academy, Kisumu County. At Ahava, we offer general and specialist consultations, laboratory services, pharmacy, mother and child clinic. We also offer inpatient and maternity services, including Linda Mama, and soon opening up our theater services. We accept NHIF and other insurance companies. Choose Ahava Medical Center as your facility of choice today. Call us on 0714-815-323. Follow us on Facebook at Ahava Medical Center, Kisumu. Ahava Medical Center, healthcare with compassion.